Making noise.
Yeah, we're ready.
Welcome back, you guys. Day 6.
Yes.
That means we're halfway through by my calculations.
I hope so.
Welcome back to the 12 Drams of Christmas for Blue Collar and Scholar Whiskey Club. And we're on the Whiskey Taste Buds YouTube channel. And we're going to drink another whiskey for you. And we're going to talk about it.
We're going to drink another whiskey with you.
Yeah,
and
well,
we're going
that
to
too.
share our experiences
Yep.
with you about it.
Thank you for the correction. And if you find one in a bag on your tree,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead and pour it for yourself now.
What number would it have?
6.
6.
Yep.
Good. So, number 6.
On the 6th
Yeah.
day of Christmas, whiskey gave to me. Anyway, I said
No comment.
we said we wouldn't sing.
Yeah, we wouldn't sing this
My
year.
apologies.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So straight to the whiskey business.
Oh.
There's the color. A little bit lighter than yesterday's. I hope you guys all enjoyed yesterday's dram. And for those of you that joined us on Zoom call, thanks for that. That was a lot of fun.
I've got to pull a lot in to get a full.
Yeah, so this is
This one. This one's really.
This is like to me, this is like a classic Speyside,
Mm.
light, fruity. Lots going on there.
This is not a traditional Speyside. I'm not getting a sense of the River Spey or any of the tributaries. I'm getting something a little bit.
I didn't mean
outside
drinking
there.
the river water. I meant the
I
Speyside.
talking about
I meant the
river water.
Speyside whiskey.
Oh.
Jesus. Oh my goodness.
My. We've been around too long.
Yeah, this is definitely not slough water or whiskey,
No.
or whiskey water or river water.
We're out there. We're really at the far ends.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of really nice orchard fruits,
Yeah.
like apples and pears.
Yeah.
It's nice and light.
Mm.
Ooh, packs a punch.
Wow.
It's got some
Beautiful.
some spirit there, some attitude.
It doesn't hit you right away. It
No.
kind of blends into
Yeah.
its finish, which
Yeah, it
I
starts
like
off-
a lot.
Starts off with this like kind of real sweet hit at the
Yeah.
beginning.
My.
And then ends with a little fire. Yeah. That's a special dram. I quite enjoy that.
Oh, I
So-
may need some more.
So this is a fun one for a number of reasons. I'm glad it has some meaning to Greg and Wendy, and it's also got some really cool artwork on the bottle and stuff like that. So this one here is an independent bottling of Glenelgin, and the independent bottler does really cool artwork
Oh, wow.
on the bottle.
I hadn't seen that.
It's like an astronaut.
Yeah.
And there's a reflection in the astronaut's visor of
What was
something. Can't quite make it out. But he's got a drink in hand.
Yeah, we need a little help here.
Got a drink in hand there. Can't quite make out. He's eating something. Anyway, so this is
I know what it is. It has to do with Moonbrook.
must.
It had to, because
Yeah.
it looks like he's on some planet
moon,
that's
yeah.
not necessarily the Earth.
Yeah, so this is a bottling by an independent bottler called the Whiskey Agency. It's a German independent bottler, and they have a series of these single cask releases and the series is called Moonbrook. There's the Moonbrook on the side there, and this is a 12-year-old cask strength, matured in Hogshead, from Glenelgin Distillery. And it's bottled at 52.6% ABV. And it is a gorgeous whiskey, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And Greg. So Greg, tell us a little bit about
Moonbrook? Glenelgin.
Glenelgin. You can talk about the moon too if you want. Or
We'll skip on the moon.
And
But,
back.
Glenelgin was caught up in the whiskey boom back in the late 1800s. And
yes.
I think they got started about 1890, which is about the time when the whole whiskey industry in Scotland collapsed. So they built the distillery, and it lasted about 3 or 4 months. and then the whole industry just went
Late to the
for a
party.
dump. They were late to the party,
Yeah.
and so you know, things could have been worse, I'm sure, but that's just the way it was. That was called the Pattison Crash, which brought down many distilleries in Scotland at the time, largely based on greed, because the Pattison brothers, who were major investors at the time, just decided to go all
Cash
out,
out.
and
Yeah.
they failed, and everybody else failed. So the crash devastated the industry itself.
I don't think it's quite as extreme, but some would say that the whiskey industry is sort of heading and then for another low.
We'll talk about that in a
But,
moment. Yeah, we'll get into that. But before we get into that, this distillery, in order to survive, got into blends. And I remember this particular blend called the White Horse. And I remember it for all kinds of other reasons, but because I never drank it.
Or maybe you don't remember?
Well, that's true. I may not remember it, but I remember people talking about White Horse. And so I looked it up to find out, well, why did they call it White Horse? And learned that there was a whiskey cellar in Edinburgh called the White Horse Cellar Inn. And it was actually the beginning of a stagecoach route to London. So I suspected that what this particular distillery was able to do was get their White Horse whiskey to Edinburgh, which got it to London, which ended up making its way to North America. Because when I heard about the White Horse, it was actually in Canada, and I won't get into those details, but it was essentially made it to North America. I'm particularly impressed because Glen Elgin is not exactly all that well known.
Mm-hmm.
When Wendy and I were in Scotland last month, I found a bottle actually by Barry Brothers and Rudd, which
Another independent bottler.
another independent bottler that had Glen Elgin, and it was.
I don't think they have
amazing.
any distillery bottlings. Like they don't. I don't think I've ever.
I think they do, but
maybe
I'm
in Scotland
not,
only or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's usually.
But I think most of their whiskey goes to blends.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
And
it
so
certainly has.
I think here in Canada you will only find it in independent.
But
bottlers.
even White Horse also drew some of its blend from Lagavulin and Craigellachie. So it's not like it was exclusive to Glen Elgin. But when I was there and I went to a whiskey bar with one of our favorite distillers, and I ordered the Glen Elgin. He was quite impressed because not too many people are aware of Glen Elgin, and I just found it amazing. The Barry Brothers and Rudd, it was definitely a challenge to drink, and it was one of the few times where I actually felt that adding water was
essential.
Essential, and so that added to it. But it's an amazing distillery, built at the wrong time, obviously saved by blenders, and quietly produced a very exceptional spirit, which this is part of what we're having tonight.
Yeah, I would say you could add water to this one, but I think it's very drinkable, even at 52%. So
if you had the Barry Brothers and Rudd, which was I think about 62% ABV, or close to it, then you know that it's time to go look for a fire hose.
So yeah, kudos to the whiskey agency
Absolutely.
for putting out this one and the cool artwork. So yeah, all the series of the Moonbrook is different distilleries, but they all have different cool artwork on them and stuff like that too. So collectors can geek out on that stuff too as well.
So if you have a chance to try a Glen Elgin, please give it a chance and let us know what you think, because it's one of those distilleries that doesn't get talked about very often.
Get out there and support your favorite distilleries too, because it sounds like they kind of need it right now. So,
should we talk about that? Or we're
running along a bit now, so
go.
We'll talk about it soon, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about the whiskey industry in Scotland.
Have a good night, you guys. Cheers.
Good night.